It's the weekly breakdown. Number 20. Keith, hand me my beer.
Gotcha.
Thanks, baby. Fuck yeah. What's today? February
Friday?
6th. So, wow. Sit your ass down.
I ain't doing shit.
Captain Nuts in Slam.
Thought it was, I don't know what it is anymore. I don't
We're
know.
gonna go call you Slam.
It was like Sledge, and then it was Slam for like for a millisecond. It was
And then we're back to
Snowplow, and then now it's back to Slam.
You just have a revolving
We should go back to Snowplow.
It's a revolving door of,
Yeah.
of crappy names.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Well, Slam's okay.
yeah, let's fucking get into it. So, this is the most news-breaking fucking story. You heard it first here. I'm just kidding. No, you didn't. You probably read it on the internet. There's a report that Netflix is developing a live-action, The Legend of Zelda, I guess, TV series?
Or it's just a series,
Yeah, something like that. And this is a report, so it's not 100% confirmed. Netflix wouldn't comment on like IGN's article or anything. And apparently someone said it's like Game of Thrones with a family twist to it. It's, you know, this stuff and that stuff. Kind of alluding to that it's Zelda in the Legend of Zelda. So my question to you guys is this a good idea? Will this work out? Just what are your thoughts on it?
They have to do it right, because the other thing they did that was like an outside of video game kind of thing, which was like the cartoon. If you think that they made, what system was that for? You told me earlier that where they
It's
made
like the
that.
Philips CDI, I think.
Yeah, like they made a game and it was all cartoon and it was kind of like a thing and it sucked. You gotta do it right. Like, you gotta make it. It's one of those weird things where you gotta make it interesting so that it can exist by itself, but then you can't go too crazy because, you know what I mean? You can't go too far from what The Legend of Zelda is. Like, you have to stay. It has to make sense that, yeah, okay, this could be something that happens in this world. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get comfortable.
I agree. The one hurdle that I think they'd have to tackle is, I mean, Link doesn't talk.
What if they make him a mute? What if they actually literally make him a mute?
But do you think that would make it something that's interesting to watch? Like, what would the story be when you have all these different people talking to Link, and Link's just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he does.
And then when he falls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they probably could do it. I'm not. You see, maybe I can't think of how.
Now, would this work in a more cartoony style, or?
Well, if it was a cartoon, then yeah, they could probably pull off him not talking. But if it's live
because
action,
I feel like if somebody dressed up as Link, one, they'd look kind of queer, and two, I just don't think that'd work.
I have hope. I mean, it could be cool.
I don't know. It could be cool.
Live actions, I get mixed up as like real people. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, then it would just be better if they made it like how video games are, like animated, like Kung Fu Panda or something, where it's like 3D animated. That would be
Okay, that could work. Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I mean, they can make it work. I mean, they make him look anything because I mean they kind of base it. I mean, a little bit off of maybe how they do elves in Lord of the Rings. I mean, that's kind of the same kind of thing. Link's kind of, well, he's not an elf, but I mean, he kind of looks like one. So
Yeah.
But so yeah, they could do that. So
Yeah. I mean, you know, this isn't confirmed yet, but I would imagine that it's actually going to happen. So I don't know. I'd watch it. I'm not sure if I'd watch the entire series if the series blows, but at least watch the first episode.
I don't believe it.
yeah. Well, it's actually kind of funny because and IGN mentioned this in their article that they made that thing a couple years ago for their annual April Fool's joke about there being a live action Zelda TV series, and now it's coming true.
And it's not April.
Nope. Okay, you're a little early there. You're about 2 months early there, IGN. You got it.
I know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see how this plays out. So yeah, let's move on. Take-Two had their annual quarter revenue sales bullshit. I'm not getting into that. Something that I just want to have a discussion about is the Take-Two CEO and it came out and basically said big tentpole releases should not be annualized. Basically saying that your big games as a publisher in your portfolio of games shouldn't be annualized. So, for example, with Take-Two, Grand Theft Auto, Borderlands, BioShock, the Red Dead franchise, that wouldn't be annualized and shouldn't be annualized. So my question to you is annualizing bad for the game industry? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
What the fuck is annualizing? What do you mean?
Comes out every year.
Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed.
Something comes out every year. Madden.
Oh, well.
New Madden comes out every year.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. Because with a lot of games, they should take more time, you have more thought to put in it, and where it might be more hectic, where, if the people that make those games are perfectionists, like, this is growing on me, or this has just been there too long, and I'm starting not to like it, starting to get on my nerves. That just makes games better and puts in more creative input. Like Madden, they barely add anything every year. It'll be like the smallest thing because that's all they have time to do. Or like Call of Duty. But plus, it's just nice, like the forbidden fruit effect. Just like it's not all the time. You don't need it.
Yeah, I agree. I think the sports franchises, it might make sense to be annualized, but I mean, even though, like Sam said, they take a long time to add significantly new features because they have to turn these games around so quick. But games like Call of Duty, and especially Assassin's Creed, that's the one I feel should not be annualized anymore and should go biannual, whatever. Because too, when you don't annualize, it's just healthy for the franchise because you get people interested and excited in the next release. You give it a lot of time to become something special. Even though with like an Assassin's Creed game, they'll be working on that game for 3, sometimes 4 years. It gives you a break. Yeah, exactly. Like before I played Black Flag, I was completely burnt out on Assassin's Creed. I'm just like, I just can't do this anymore. And same with Call of Duty with Ghost. It's just like, it's just not good. I feel what should be what publishers should do, because in the end,
it doesn't even matter.
They're a business. In the end, they're a business. They want to make money, so that's why they do this type of shit. To me, you put out a great game that has a wealth of new features, a great story, combat, whatever you want to say, just a great wealth of content, and then you have a very smart DLC strategy that's not going to feel like they're ripping the player off. For example, Grand Theft Auto 5, where mostly everything is free. Borderlands 2, that had awesome, nice expansion packs. Skyrim, that had cool, pretty awesome expansion packs. Stuff like that that'll hold people over, just give them more of what they want instead of annualizing every single year. That's what I think is best, but yeah.
I'll let you go.
I just have one finger to hold your hand. One thing I want to say is, I agree with you on the part that, there's another aspect of it on the buyer. There are just video games coming out, every year. At least, I don't play that many console games anymore. But at least you guys, it seems like, video games take, I don't know, generally anywhere from average, about 30 hours just to play through it or something and feel good about it. I mean, about 30 hours, and that's not every day, so many hours and playing it for 30 straight hours. It's over the course of a couple weeks, and maybe you don't feel like playing it sometimes sometimes it's, and then another game comes out and you want to get it. It's hassle to the buyer too, because it's pressure on them, and it'd be nice to just have a relaxed feeling overall about it and give them time to make it, and
To me, annualizing a video game franchise I'll say why in some ways it makes sense, and other ways why it's a bad thing. I'll start with the bad thing. Which good video to reference is which episode of Game Theory is it? The Game Theory episode where he talks about why we're
one where Sheldon says Bazinga, whatever it is.
Where why gamers are killing video games, and he says because of people liking the same old thing and not liking innovation, which is kind of goes with the hand of that. So that most people they want like the low casual gamer, not like I consider me and you a little more up there in terms of the hardcore gamers where we play lots of games. The casual gamer, the guy who just plays Call of Duty and Madden, they want a new one every year because that's the only game they play. And so in those games, and this is where I think where annualizing a game makes sense. Annualizing a game makes sense, I feel like, if there is a competitive aspect to the game. That's the thing with Call of Duty. Most of the time, I mean, you're putting your effort into playing Call of Duty. Call of Duty is only relevant for so long, so that's why they have to keep putting them out. Like because multiplayer games are so, you know what I mean. Whereas there's so many first-person shooter multiplayer games, they have to put a new one out every year to keep themselves relevant. Whereas Madden, they're really the only football game left. I know there used to be a couple other ones, but there's not really many other football games. So they put one out a year, and then it's like because they don't have any competition. But whereas for a while, I think now would be a good time for Assassin's Creed to stop doing that because for most of the time that Assassin's Creed was annualized, they had the multiplayer. Now, again, maybe because they want to keep people into that market, they were trying to make a new thing. But if they completely stop with the multiplayer, which I'd be okay with, I mean, if they didn't have multiplayer for the rest of them, then yeah. Go buy annual, but that's the only time I see annualization making sense is when there's a competitive aspect, because Call of Duty, because that's the only way Call of Duty can survive anymore. Because I feel that's you know what I mean as a franchise, nobody's buying Call of Duty for innovation. Yeah, so it's like they have to come out every year. Same thing with Madden. Madden game kind of has to come out every year.
Assassin's Creed does not have to come out every year.
No, it doesn't.
Like, they could take a year or two off, and then once it comes back, it will be like, yes, I'm ready for a new Assassin's Creed game. That's why, honestly, and we'll get to it a little bit later, I feel that is a huge reason why Grand Theft Auto 5 is sold the way it did, is because there wasn't one for what, 5 years or whatever? They built up such huge anticipation of that people were just like, fucking Grand Theft Auto, we don't get one all the time. I'm going to get this, and I'm going to play the fuck out of it. And I feel that's why it's still very relevant. It's still selling well. It's because they build up that anticipation because it's not shoved down your throat all the time.
It's just the last point I have to make. It's like tuna. Like, tuna fish in the wild can grow up to be 3 meters or 5 meters long. It's like 15 feet long, weigh as much as 1,500 pounds. That's huge. But the way they're farmed, they don't even grow to half that size, so it takes a lot more, it's a lot more work, and it affects the ecosystem a lot more, where if you would just take a break and, the ecosystem would flourish because you're farming less tuna and grow to be bigger, and it's more of a natural feeling as things, go. Yeah, but it feels like, just constant...
It's more manufactured and less free-flowy. Like how... I mean, there's a lot of great games that are even biannual or not biannual. I mean, I was gonna say Battlefield, but then that's. But
it was biannual.
Well, who knows now? But I'm trying to think of a game that's Far Cry's biannual.
The past couple had been, yeah. I don't think the next one's gonna come out in 2016, I guess, because they just put out a survey hey, we want ideas, so.
I just.
Pokemon, kinda.
Pokemon's been annualized quietly since 2000.
Well, with remakes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But, the
they
remakes
put out the new one,
remake
a new one, a remake.
But
it's been annualized.
Yeah, new ones that aren't remakes are biannual pretty much. But then the remakes fill those, and hopefully they'll change that.
Yeah.
This coming around.
And that's another franchise that I feel doesn't need to be annualized because, people still you're still playing Pokemon Y, and that game came out 2 years ago now. year and a half or whatever. You know, I mean, those games, they have a lot to them, the way they don't need to be.
And that whole feeling, you know, when X and Y came out in 2013, just a year later, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sci-Fi came out, and when it was announced, it just felt weird. Like, out of nowhere, it just like, already? Like
you could have waited another year.
That was literally like only 7 months after it was out.
And
like, okay.
as big as that was because of the demand, because people love Ruby and Sapphire, it would have been bigger, you know, just make people wait, keep them waiting, play hard to get, and it's better for the companies and...
Yeah.
Naughty Dog is a biannual studio. Like, their franchises aren't, but, you know...
Oh, they put out a new game
2007... First Uncharted, 2009, second 2011, Uncharted 3, 2013, The Last of Us, 2015, Uncharted 4. They are a biannual studio. People get really excited for their games, and their games, somehow they make these games that quickly, and they're fucking masterpieces all the time.
And again, I'm kind of almost, I have Advanced Warfare because, it's honestly fun, but I'm kind of done with Call of Duty for the most part. So they can annualize the fuck out of that. I probably, if I do pick up another Call of Duty, I'll take advantage of the GameStop thing where, I'll play it for a month and then I'll get like $40 back and I'll get my $20 worth of enjoyment out of that game.
I think too the best way to get people to stop annualizing obviously is to vote with your wallet and not buy the game, and especially don't pre-order the game. I feel that's the best way. If you want annualization to stop, just don't buy it. Don't pre-order it.
Yeah.
You know or buy it used.
Yeah, just one last thing real quick. It also... It's kind of... It would be annoying to a developer, if I was a developer that would be putting out an original game like Shadow of Mordor, like it didn't have like a prequel or... It was just like an original game. It's its own game. And yet it has to compete with these games that keep coming out and don't really do that much new. And it's just like... Shadow of Mordor might sell a lot, but it's still kind of like, why the hell do we have to,
and then you look at the sales, and then you look at the sales charts and what's on top. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Madden.
And it kind of doesn't do justice.
That's the one thing, though.
But then these really cool original games that are trying new things, they don't sell as much.
I think some of the games that, like Call of Duty, that's just going to happen with Call of Duty. You can tell people to not pre-order Call of Duty, but then there's a lot of people who don't play games who will do it and who will buy it no matter what. Assassin's Creed is like on the middle ground of where I would say that, where like, I think even if a bunch of people decided I'm not pre-ordering, I'm not getting the new Assassin's Creed, there would still be a lot of, I know where I noticed.
I don't care.
a lot of people who, would still just get it. And so I don't, in those games cases, I don't think it would, which those are the two biggest defenders of annualization, I don't think they would be hurt that much. That's the only thing with that. It's kind of like they just literally have to know that people are getting pissed off about it, and then because people will buy it. So it's just letting them know that hey, fans aren't happy. So.
Corporate,
corporate bullshit. Yeah, it's kind of all about money in the end. Anyways, moving on. Sony. They announced that they shipped 6.4 million PlayStation 4s in the last quarter, so from October to the end of the year. That's a lot. 1.1 million PlayStation 3s, 1.4 million Vita and PlayStation TVs combined. Let's see, PlayStation 4 lifetime shipments are up to 19.9 million. And Sony slashed its... losses from 1.96 billion to 1.45 billion.
Ooh, big change there.
Yeah, it's like what, $50 million?
$500 million.
That's a lot of money, but
still
you're losing that much money. So, the PlayStation 4 had a very successful holiday time. Sony in general did, which is crazy. Microsoft said. Last week was like 6.6 million Xbox consoles. They just combined 360 and Xbox One, where Sony broke it all out, man. That's like what, 7.5.
It's almost 10 million. No, that's it's almost 10 million consoles.
Total. That's like 8.9 million total PlayStation devices. That's pretty good. So yeah. They also said PlayStation Network sales were up. People buying more digital.
Apparently digital's the way of the future, man.
Yeah. It's just crazy that the PlayStation 4 is still selling this good without those big marquee exclusives, you know what I mean? I mean, they're almost here. The order's coming out like in 2 weeks, and Bloodborne's not far after that.
I forgot about that. Do I want to get that game? No.
I might. I'm waiting for
commercials for that.
Yes, yeah. That's kind of me. I'm waiting to see what. I mean, I'll probably look at IGN's, even though they're the worst place to look. I'll look to see what they gave and be like, all right, if it's like an 8, all right, fine, I'll get it.
You should pre-order it. The pre-order 18.
I'll look at Game Informer. They're like the only place that I trust.
Kotaku.
No. So yeah, I mean, cool for the PlayStation franchise.
Whoop whoop.
Thingy. Moving on to some quicker things. Grand Theft Auto 5 has shipped a total of 45 million copies since it launched in 2013.
Jesus.
10 million on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And the game comes to PC March 24th, so it's still not even out on PC. So I imagine once it comes to PC, 50 million.
Easy. Probably more than that.
It's just, it's just crazy to watch how this game is still selling like this. I mean, I'm curious if this is the best-selling game of all time outside of games that are packaged with the console. Not like Wii Sports or something like that.
Wasn't it packaged? Yeah,
I think
packaged with the console.
It was, but I mean, like Wii Sports came with the Wii. Like every Wii came with Wii Sports.
So did I.
Oh, wow. I think part of the reason why numbers went up a lot was, because I mean, there's not, especially when you were looking at how games were turning out. Holiday last year, I mean, heck, you had Destiny, and then you had Assassin's Creed not working, Master Chief Collection not working. People just wanted a game that they could trust, and it's like, this game already fucking works.
And the remastered edition actually has some worthwhile new cool features and content.
Yeah, so why not?
Makes sense to me. Take-Two also said that Battleborn is confirmed to release before March 31st of 2016.
I think it's in March. I think I heard of March 20. I thought it was the same release date as Borderlands. But that's what I heard. I think that's what it's most likely will be, probably. I mean, it seemed like
Borderlands is coming out March 24th of this year.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, Battleborn. Right. Sorry, Bloodborne. Yeah. Sorry, got my game mixed up.
Battleborn is that new franchise from Gearbox. I kind of don't want this game to come out this year.
Battleborn?
I feel there's too many good games coming out, or hopefully good. Too many just big-ass franchises that are going to be coming out this fall that pushing this game to February or early March of 2016 will probably increase its chances of people buying it.
Battleborn. Which one?
That's that kind of like MOBA shooter from Gearbox.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
I'm not ready for a console MOBA.
If it comes out this fall, I might not pick it up just because, there's way more other games that I'm interested in. Whether it's good or not.
I mean, I guess next year would be better, but then, I mean, I feel like but then again, I feel like this time last year, 2015 was like, almost like a whatever year. Like, 2014 is going to be great. And then, a lot of these games from 2014 got pushed to this year. Yeah, and so, this year looks big. So, I mean, who knows? What if next year's even bigger? Like, that would kind of suck. I mean,
I think the next couple of years will be like the bread and butter of this generation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like hell, like 2007 to like 2010 was just fucking incredible last generation, so. Final, and then the Civilization franchise has sold 29 million games to date. Did not know that franchise was that popular.
People love Civilization's really fun. I mean, Civ Rev's awesome.
Yeah, I just bought that.
You bought Civ Rev?
Yeah, the last week.
Fuck, right. That game's fun.
Yeah.
Gandhi's a fucking asshole. Fuck him. Anybody who's played that game will understand. Gandhi's an asshole.
Yeah. If you are in Club Nintendo, its final rewards are up before it shuts down very beginning of July. You can get some rad games, some actual good 3DS games like Donkey Kong Country Returns, Star Fox 64, Super Mario 3D Land. There's Wii U games, Wii games, Virtual Console games. There's a lot of shit, so check that out. Assassin's Creed Rogue comes to PC March 10th. I just put this on here because I'm surprised there's no PS4 or Xbox One version. That's coming out.
I still kind of want to get that game, but I still kind of don't.
I think maybe they'll probably wait till holiday. I'm assuming holiday.
So you're going to put 2 Assassin's Creed games out again at the holiday?
Why the fuck not?
I don't know.
Maybe.
It'll probably come to PS4 and Xbox One eventually sometime.
Well, what if that's like again, back on the topic of pre-orders. Pre-order Assassin's Creed Victory or whatever the hell they're gonna call it. You get Rogue for free.
God damn. I mean, Victory, is that a new one coming out?
That's supposed.
That's the next one that leaked. We talked about a couple weeks ago.
Like, when is it coming? It's not coming out this year.
Yeah, it's coming out this year.
Do you know where it's gonna be?
Victoria, New England.
Victorian.
I must not have been. I don't know if I was there. When we
So
talked about
yeah,
it.
but
Well,
I mean, I'm just throwing. I mean, but I could almost maybe see Ubisoft just saying "fuck it" and not putting the effort into porting it to next
they
console.
should do something like ancient Egypt. You climb the pyramids and crap.
There's a lot of
That's
places.
the whole point. That's the whole point of the game. Is climb the pyramids.
Hey,
and
feudal
win.
Japan. But apparently that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
See?
That would be cool.
Everybody agrees with an
Every
Ubisoft.
gamer thinks that. You know, when Assassin's Creed it just seems like it's dying. That's the game that they're going to do.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, Everybody Loves Raymond edition.
Yeah.
Just in the house.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare's Havoc DLC is coming to PS4, PS3, and PC February 26th. Xenoblade Chronicles 3D comes to the new 3DS April 10th. Has amiibo support with Shulk, if you can get Shulk, because it's a GameStop exclusive. Young Mob tokens. I might pick that game up if it's good, but yeah.
The whole thing, I don't know if I'll pick up Havoc.
I'm not.
See, I want to play zombies, so I'd maybe consider it. I was thinking maybe I'd bite the bullet like last year. But I mean, if they put out a zombies DLC, I'd be all for it. Like they somehow just did like, hey, if you don't own it, you can just get the
Or
zombies.
you can wait for Treyarch's game.
Which
That
probably
has
has.
zombies.
True, I could.
So.
But alright, whatever. I just want to play zombies. That's all I want. Next gen zombies. That's all I want. Well, that's what Dying.
I'm sure it's not too much different than
Yeah,
last gen zombies.
I guess.
But I mean, they could make it something cool in a couple of years. Call of Duty has made $11 billion since it started in 2003. I just put that in there because that's insanely cool. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Skylanders has made $3 billion since it started. Hearthstone and Destiny, which both came out this year, have made $850 million already. Destiny has 16 million active players. House of Wolves will arrive sometime in the second quarter, most likely in May. And Bungie stated that, basically confirmed that there's a major content release coming out this fall. And Treyarch is confirmed to work on the next Call of Duty title, which that really isn't news.
That's news.
But
everybody fucking knew that.
Yeah.
But it was a big article on IGN,
Yeah.
so...
It's crazy how popular some of these franchises are. I mean, that's what Activision has been doing, focusing on a small amount of titles, but those titles are huge, you know what I mean? But Destiny having 16 million active players.
And none of them
That's
can tell
crazy.
you what the story's about.
No. And I'm sure every single one of them complains about the game like we do. Yeah, we
But
still
then-
fucking play.
Yeah, but then everybody pops it in like once a week. That's gonna be my new thing. I'm gonna put Destiny in like once a week, and then I'll get my fix one night a week, and then be done with it for that week, and then be like, done, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, the past 2 weeks I've just wanted to play it recently. I'm not feeling that itch. I don't know if I'll play it like next week or whatever, because I have other things Like, you have a lot of things that you need to finish, and you should just sit down and do it.
I should. Yeah, you know. I'll get to it eventually. Like I said in my thing, I'll get to it eventually.
But you say that, and then you'll just keep buying new video games, and then you'll have this insane backlog. You're like, I'll get to it eventually. I'll play through 80% of this game, but I won't
That's
finish
why you
it.
gotta spread out the video games, man.
Yeah, I know.
Do away with the corporate bullcrap, man.
Yeah.
News. I have some news. I played Pokemon Y for over 400 hours.
That's fucked.
That's
That's
news.
insane.
That's incredible.
I'm sure that
I still don't
people
understand.
play it
I mean, I guess what you've been breeding and doing stuff like that and training
just
Pokemon.
training, battling.
How do you play every day?
Just about.
How
Not
many
every
hours
day,
a day?
but not that many hours.
Hold on, time out. We're going to do some math.
Get out the calculator.
Let's get out the calculator. I might make you depressed. I don't know. We'll see.
I'd say you play 3 hours a day. Is that
You-
is that a rough estimate? Or?
Have spent 16 and 2/3 days of your life playing Pokemon Y.
Probably more playing everybody. I'm fine with that. I don't care. I'll die.
Hey man, look,
No,
I don't see a
doesn't
problem
matter.
with that. I was just curious.
I'll die, but my Pokemon will be level 50.
Yeah. all of my Pokemon level 50.
You will
That's my
complete
life
the Pokédex.
achievement.
Have every single Pokemon ever up to level 50.
How many Pokemon do you not need?
I mean, besides
Like
the-
how many are you up to? Is your Pokédex?
Yeet. I don't know, pretty close to completing it.
Jeez,
But I mean, other people have completed it, but I'm just
Crazy.
taking my time.
I've only put 60 hours into that game. 90 if you count my time in Pokemon X, since they're kind of similar.
I put 140. I think is my count.
Nice.
Well, y'all are pussies.
We're still not
No.
even halfway combined.
Nope.
Maybe if we add Luke, we'll be halfway to what you got. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he's played it.
It sounds like I don't think he's played a lot.
Nintendo won't share ad revenue with you with its wonderful new YouTube program if you are showing games from other publishers. So therefore, if you have this channel and you post an Xbox game, they won't share ad revenue with you at all. It has to be Nintendo only. And also, to throw it out even more stupidity, there's a confirmed list of games that you can capture and use. Smash Brothers, Bayonetta 2, and Captain Toad Treasure Tracker are not on that list.
That's stupid. That's really, really, really stupid.
Stupid is the only way to describe that, man. I don't know how.
Well, first off, you don't include your biggest game that people are probably going to watch.
You don't include your 3 biggest holiday releases that people are probably playing right now. You know what I mean?
God damn it, Nintendo. You give me hope with a lot of games.
Exactly, man.
Like here's the thing. I'm still trying to decide, because I'm probably going to get another console this year. I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to get a Wii U or an Xbox One. And you're making it like, yeah, I want to get a Wii U, and then you make things like this, and it's like, yeah, but Nintendo's stupid, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
I was thinking the other day, the Virtual Console sums up Nintendo. They have this awesome thing, but they don't do enough with it. You know, they don't go balls out with it, you know, they're just like, here it is. That's it. You know what I mean? It kind of really sums up Nintendo.
See, the way it's looking at, I'll probably get an Xbox. Just because.
They're putting out Nintendo 65. That's you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of dumb. Music, D's Nuts putting out a new record.
Yeah.
Word is Bond, April 27th.
Fuck right.
Hardcore band. Chon's new album, Grow, comes out March 24th. In Flames, All That Remains, and Periphery are touring. They're in Reading at the Reverb, but Periphery isn't there, and that's the only band I'd be willing to go to that.
You go to see All That Remains.
No.
And listen to the guy's views on life.
No. How he has a hard fucking life. Sworn In, Applauding You, I Declare War, and Gift Giver are touring.
It's the
Stuff on that?
joke tour.
Yeah.
These bands are a joke. in
It's crazy to
2015.
me that I Declare War is not headlining that tour.
Crazy that they're still a band, honestly.
That-
they have like
yeah.
so many member changes and everything.
It's true. Between the Buried and Me and the Atlas Moth they announced a tour, and it's also a rumor that Tesseract and Animals as leaders are jumping on that tour. And if that's true, then holy fucking shit, that is an incredible tour. That's in Lancaster. I'm gonna try to go. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I might go to that.
Because I want to see what's Tweety burying me again.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Is that all the music news? Because I have a couple movie
Almost
things.
there.
Okay.
The following bands are recording or writing a new album. And when I say this stuff, because there's been a shitload of bands past few weeks, this is when they come out and confirm it, pretty much. So, Huntress, Born of Osiris, Walls of Jericho, Bullet for My Valentine, The Sword, and Corpiclani.
Huntress.
All recording new albums.
So, Huntress.
Bullet for My Valentine and Born of Osiris.
Walls of Jericho. That was Chris Jericho's like finisher move in wrestling.
Yeah.
Break
And,
down.
yeah. I don't really give a shit too much, but I just wanted to bring this up. Today, some twat dude, I guess, came out and said on his Twitter that he's like, guys, I'm joining Asking Alexandria as the new singer. But then they came out and said that that's not true. So there's a lot of drama going on with Asking Alexandria's new singer. So I just wanted to let you guys know if you are
Pete Carroll.
fucking sad.
Pete Carroll's their new singer.
Oh yeah. Let's do the releases really quick because there's really not anything. It's a shitty week, sort of. Hashtag iDarb is on Xbox One. I think it's on PC too. I don't know. We're gonna play that game later. That game looks incredible. Apotheon is on PlayStation 4 and PC.
That's really good.
Yeah. So it's free for PlayStation Plus. So yeah. Criminal Girls Invite Only is on Vita. Apparently that game is very inappropriate, but I don't know. Kickin' Fennec is on Vita. SpongeBob Hero Pants is on 360, 3DS. And Vita. Death Trap is on PC. That's games, so not really that many great games. And Blind Guardian Beyond the Red Mirror came out. That's the only album that I give a shit about this week. Did Title Fight come out this week?
Yeah.
And Title Fight's new album is out. There you go.
Oh, my thing. I saw that there was a couple bits of news from the Deadpool movie, because that's coming out next year. Ryan Reynolds, he said that on the interview that he hopes the movie's rated R, which the way Deadpool is, I don't understand how they could make that movie and not have it be rated R, because Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then also I saw this a little bit ago. I was looking on IGN. They have a bunch of I guess Fox, they're getting ready to actually start that movie hardcore, because Fox is looking at 6 different actresses to play the female lead for that movie. And I just thought it was interesting because one of them was Crystal Reed, who was on Teen Wolf for a while. So I was like, that's cool. And then there's somebody from Gotham, Orange is the New Black. I guess they're moving forward hardcore with that movie. And then this from a couple weeks ago. They decide who's playing Storm, Scott, Cyclops, and Jean Grey, and X-Men Apocalypse. They got those cast. Did you finally watch the Fantastic Four trailer?
No.
No, you should. It's okay.
I haven't.
It's okay. I don't know. I mean, it's a teaser trailer, so you don't learn too much from it. But I mean, I kind of forgot about this movie, really hardcore for a while.
Yeah,
So I mean, okay, I'll check it out. I mean, the only reason 20th Century Fox is probably making another movie and why it took so long is because it's probably right at the edge of that time frame that they have to make movies, because that's how all these movie deals go. You have a certain number of years before you have to make a movie every number of years, otherwise Marvel gets the rights back. So that's really all the.
Halle Berry's not Storm anymore?
Well, it's they're in the past, so they had to get younger actresses to do it. So
are they gonna use the same people from the other one when they're in the past?
yeah. They got fucking James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender and Jennifer Lawrence and a couple other people that I don't remember.
She posted a nude picture of her with a Balboa.
Balboa?
Fucking boa.
Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, he's freaking putting it in her butt.
Ricky Balboa.
It was a boa. What do I say?
That's
Balboa.
I don't fucking understand life anymore.
I think that's about it. These types of movies. Walking Dead's coming back, so I mean, I'll do a review of that. Same day this goes up.
What about the Running Alive?
That sounds like a crappy hardcore band name. The Running Alive. Let's start a band. Let's call it The Running Alive. Yeah, something like that.
It's a weekly breakdown.
Yay!
Thanks for watching.
Patriots won the Super Bowl.
That's true. Patriots are Super Bowl champions.
Tom
Yeah.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom.
I'm not the one who's so far away.
So you think about that? That's Tom Brady. But it's gonna be nice. People stop talking about balls anymore.
Are
No,
they
they're
still talking about it?
Yeah.
No, they're
but
still-
it's starting to die off.
That's good.
because don't they got to do like some kind of investigation here soon anyway? So it's gonna come back.
I mean, it's fucking football. I mean, it'd be just to like sum it up. It's not like they're on steroids or doing anything super illegal. Footballs. The footballs had a little bit less air in them, so everyone starts jerking off on each other and just running around in the mud, out in the rain, getting dirty and tracking mud in the house.
And see,
And it's like tracking mud and semen all through the house. Over footballs with a little bit less air. I mean, it's like, that's just.
I agree.
In hindsight, not even in hindsight, even going through it, it's just stupid. It's footballs. I mean, come on. They flipped their lids.
That's what I thought the whole time. And when
like
you
those
really
people-
look at the second half, I still stand by it. When you look at the second half of that game, when the footballs were fully inflated, it makes the first half completely irrelevant.
Yeah. I mean,
With how well
yeah.
they played. And then they go out and win the Super Bowl, which I'm sure those balls were fully
Yeah.
inflated. They made sure.
Yeah.
So it's like...
so one Seahawks guy checking. There was a video of him checking it to make sure the ball's properly inflated out on the field during the Super Bowl. I missed that, but that's pretty funny.
Wow. I love when the Seahawks scored that one touchdown. They went up like 24-14. That one Seahawks wide receiver like acted like he was taking a shit on the ball. And NBC didn't want to show it, and then they lost. And Richard Sherman was like 2-4. Like, then they lost. His face when that interception happened, he's like,
So,
no.
that's funny.
Oh, that was funny. And the fight at the end, that was funny too. It was like, guys, calm down.
It's just football.
I mean, if I was gonna win the game and I was a football player, like honestly, I wouldn't get in a fight now because all those guys would kick my ass. But if I was a football player and like big and stuff, I'd be like, screw it. I mean, we won the Super Bowl. I'm gonna fight people now.
I'm sure Seattle too was just so frustrated because there was 20 seconds left in the game and they were this close to winning. I
Yeah.
bet they felt deflated.
Yeah.
Like that whole last minute was great because the one catch from the from the one from Matthews and Seahawks guy where he jogged it with his feet.
Oh, Curse.
Curse, that's
Yeah,
what it
that
was.
was. That would have went down as like one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history. I guess he technically still could, but it would be greater if they won.
And then everything just went to shit. They threw the interception. They got the false start, in which and then they got pushed back out of the end zone, and then the fight and like the personal fouls. I'm like, oh god, everything just went downhill really quickly. They had a chance, and then they blew it with like all that stuff.
It's kind of never talked about, but you ever notice how the Patriots not suck, but really aren't that good in the Super Bowl? Like, even their perfect season, they scored like tons of points, and they got to the Super Bowl and they lost to the Giants. It was relatively low score. Like the Super Bowl was always really close, but they're always like the best team. But in the Super Bowl, it's always so close.
Have you noticed with every Super Bowl that they've won, they've had to do some type of game-winning drive?
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, you saw when they were marching, the Seahawks were marching down the field, you saw it on Tom Brady's face. He like was shaking his head like, not again. Because in 2007, in 2011, they went on this game-winning drive and took the lead with only a couple minutes left, and then the other team came back and won. So it's not like Yeah, I agree. Like, they play so much better in the regular season, but to me, it's not like they lose the games. You could say that because their defense doesn't create a stop, but you know, their offense does what they have to do. They literally could have won 6 Super Bowls,
I mean,
which is insane. They
as
were
good as
minutes
they
away.
As good as they always are, it's always way too close for them. Like, it's
Yeah,
just, I don't know, it's
agree.
always weird. Like, they're
I mean,
always like the best team, and
The
Super
3
Bowl, and
that
then
they
it's
won
close.
years ago was only one. Every Super Bowl has either been won or lost by 4 points or less.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Tom.
But hey, man, they come out on top. That's the weekly breakdown.
Yeah.